In the headlines, 2018 edition of World Creole Music Festival officially launched. Argos Dominica Ltd funds renovation of Pointe Mitchel Community Center and Portsmouth being prepared to help accommodate World Creole Music Festival patrons. Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm Kimani St. Stay tuned for details of the headline stories and others coming up. Welcome back. The 2018 edition of the World Creole Music Festival was officially launched on Wednesday with a party at Palm Cottage on Victoria Street in Roseau. There, what is described as one of the most exciting lineups of the festival was unveiled. The Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture, Robert Tong, anticipates that as Dominica celebrates its 40th year of independence this year, Dominicans living in the diaspora will come in droves to join in the celebration of the reunion and the World Creole Music Festival. He says government continues to invest in the festival, which presents several opportunities for economic activity.
This year, the government of Dominica continues to invest significant resources to host this festival. This investment reflects our confidence in the impact of the festival to boost the local economy and assisting in the rebuilding of Dominica's image as a sought-after tourism destination. It is an investment in the hospitality industry and the tourism sector as an engine of growth. During such events, we see a spike in tourism-related services such as accommodations, travel, restaurants, shopping, VAT collection for the government, resulting in more cash circulating within our local economy. As I have stated before, for every dollar that the government invests in the festival, there's an economic churn between $7 to $9 times that amount.
This year's staging is the 20th year for the show. Last year's event was cancelled because of the devastation brought by Hurricane Maria. The Discover Dominica Authority's focus was on cleanup and ensuring that the island is once again prepared to receive visitors.
Following the passage of Hurricane Maria in September 2017, Dominica was brought to its knees. And back then, I'm sure you must have wondered whether the destination will be ready to host its signature events in quick time. I must admit that for a few months after the hurricane, entertainment was not foremost on our agenda at Discover Dominica Authority. And the 19th edition of the festival was, as expected, cancelled. I know some of you would have loved, nonetheless, to have had that entertainment, but we had so many things to undertake that was not given the priority.
Bardwell says the successful staging of Mass Dominic 2018 and the Jazz and Creole were preambles to this edition of the World Creole Music Festival. He expressed confidence that patrons will be satisfied with this year's lineup.
Tonight, as we reveal the lineup for the biggest event, I note that even during this recovery phase, we have managed to attract an impressive list of world-class performers to light up the World Creole Music Festival stage.
The Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture sees the event as another step in the recovery journey of the island and considers it triumph over adversity.
Tonight's launch of the reunion edition of the World Creole Music Festival is a proud moment for all of us. I invite all Dominicans to take ownership of this event, to see it as a triumph over the recent adversity and another step in our journey to recovery. Dominica is steady once again to welcome the world to its shores, to experience a celebration of epic proportions. It is our 40th anniversary of independence, and the World Creole Music Festival stands as a centerpiece of what promises to be a cultural explosion. As you listen to the lineup over the next few minutes, I invite you to share your excitement, to share our excitement, and make immediate plans to join us for Reunion 2018 here in Dominica. We pray for God's grace to make this event a success.
The 2018 lineup will include local bands, acts from the region and internationally, featuring zouk, kadas, compa, reggae and soca. These are the acts that were presented as part of the lineup for the festival. Jean-Marc Ferdinand, Frankie Vincent, Stefan Ravor, Orlan, Signal Band, Triple K, Asa Banton, Dominica All-Star Band including Michael Henderson, Elijah Benoit, Martin Dale Olive, Carlin XP, and Cornell Phillip. Midnight Groovers, Class, Kai, Sweet Mickey, Chronix, Movado, Marshall Montano, Kester Band, and Yemi Alade. Argos Dominica Ltd, the only suppliers of cement in the country, has donated $100,000 to renovate Pointe Mitchel Community Resource Center, which was heavily damaged by Hurricane Maria. The resource center is essential to the community as it serves the council's office as a disaster shelter and currently a health center. The community of Pointe Mitchel sustained significant damage during Hurricane Maria and numerous lives were lost. Argos Dominica Ltd says its work in the community as its corporate responsibility to rebuild.
Every community must have a community center. You must have community events, and there must be a place to get together to have these events, to build your culture, to build your community spirit and your community identity. So therefore, this particular, and we know in particular, this community center is to be used as a hurricane shelter. It's supposed to be a hurricane shelter. So this donation is very much necessary from what I saw on my end. And Argos is happy to assist.
In addition to the monetary donation, the company has also sponsored an engineer to do structural analysis of the building, engineering designs, and to provide bills of quantity for the project. Meantime, the Honorable Member of Parliament for the Soufrière constituency, Dennis Charles, expressed gratitude to Argos.
All of us have fond memories of the time we enjoyed with friends and loved ones in that building. Therefore, I must express my heartfelt gratitude to the Board of Directors of Argos Dominica, their local team led by Mrs. Nicole Laville, for coming to our aid during one of the most challenging times in our community. Many of you have come to me worried that we do not have a shelter for the hurricane season. So it is because of outstanding corporate citizens like Argos Dominica that together we can rebuild a more resilient community.
Honorable Charles intends to seek more assistance from the private sector to restore essential public buildings throughout her constituency. In more news, the class of 2018 of the Northeast Comprehensive School was encouraged to continue to persevere in the face of adversity as they ended their secondary education journey. The theme for this year's graduation ceremony was "No Pressure, No Diamond." Speaking on behalf of the Honorable Minister for Education, the Honorable Member of Parliament for the Peebush constituency, Roslyn Paul, told the students that given the challenges of Hurricane Maria, they should be proud of their achievements. She told the class of 2018 that the occasion of their graduation marked a defining moment of their accomplishment.
Today marks another milestone for all of you. No doubt, this is one which will be etched in your minds and memories. It is a milestone because it marks a very significant point in the road of your life's journey, completing secondary education. This is truly a defining moment for you. You getting to this point was not without its challenges, and that is what makes it such an accomplishment. And we've heard from several of our speakers, and we've lived it, that this year was very challenging post-Hurricane Maria. What is important is that you have weathered all of the obstacles, persevered and defied all the trials to be among your peers and friends today.
The Honorable Minister reminded students that no great thing is created easily and success is not always swift but requires dedication. Meantime, Principal of the school, Octavia Alfred, noted that the school grappling with the after effects of Hurricane Maria returned in October with 79 students less. She spoke of the school's endeavors to ensure that students successfully completed their final year of secondary education.
Many of our teachers and students were sick this year, especially in term 3, and many of us lost loved ones to death. We also were saddened when we lost Mr. Fitzroy Celestine and Mrs. Joseph Robinson, who retired, and Miss Keisha Robin, who migrated. Our teachers met on September 27th to clean up. We met again on October 2nd to put plans in place to move forward. On a scale of 1 to 10, 86% of the teachers felt they were between 4 and 6 as it pertains to being ready to start school. However, our main concern was getting our children to school. Lord, it was amazing some of the ideas we came up with. We even considered living in school with our 5th formers. We finally got our 4th and 5th formers in on October 16th and were joined by our other students in November.
Featured speaker Dr. Alpheus Jr., speaking on the theme of Wednesday's graduation, told the students that what they thought was a challenge in Hurricane Maria may have been to their advantage.
Maria caused pressure, but what did that pressure do to you? You had no cell phones, you had no electricity, you had no internet, some of us barely had houses. But what did that do for you? It awoken the creativity in you. You had to plan better, you had to think differently, you had less resources to work with. You got to read more, you got to actually study books, you got to go to sleep earlier, right? So what you may have thought of as a disadvantage, it may have been an advantage for you.
The Student of the Year award went to Kayla Telemac, while Abigail Cyril was awarded salutatorian. The school's 2018 valedictorian was Julia Cyril.
Some of us graduates lost our homes and belongings and also loved ones. Further, school-based assessments had to be handed in by deadlines that seemed too close and nearly impossible. Other teachers were constantly on our backs to meet deadlines. Therefore, we learned to manage our time wisely by using the few hours of daylight left after school, also using candlelights to study after dark. But I said to you, my fellow graduates, that our efforts were not made futile, as we are all seated here as a result of our hard work and we have achieved a huge milestone. As our theme suggests, no pressure, no diamonds. The adversities brought by Hurricane Maria have served to strengthen our determination to succeed.
When we return, Portsmouth being prepared to accommodate patrons of the 2018 World Creole Music Festival. Welcome back. The Honorable Minister for Tourism and Culture, Robert Tong, says the Discover Dominica Authority, the DDA, is pointing patrons to the north of the island to seek accommodation for this year's festival. The World Creole Music Festival, which was not staged last year as a result of Hurricane Maria, is this year expected to attract a significant number of patrons. The effects of the hurricane on hotels and guest houses have, however, significantly decreased the number of rooms available to accommodate visitors. Chief Executive Officer of the DDA, Colin Piper, last reported that out of 962 rooms before Hurricane Maria, 412 are now readily available. Speaking at the launching of the World Creole Music Festival on Wednesday, the Honorable Tourism Minister indicated that plans are underway to have the north of the island ready to receive and transport World Creole Music Festival patrons.
Some may wonder where will this influx of visitors stay during the event. However, we look forward to those who have suffered, especially the stakeholders who have suffered their properties being damaged, and we hope that most of them will be in a better position to welcome visitors by October. However, we've begun discussing with the hotels and apartments in Portsmouth, including boats to be used as water taxis and the owners of large buses. So what we intend to do is to create a small village in the north where persons can go and visit and stay and come to the city on a daily basis. We are positive that this model will work well, also opening up the other areas of the country to our visitors.
Honorable Tong took the opportunity to recognize the hard work of the staff of the DDA and other stakeholders in getting Dominica ready to host this year's festival.
As we look forward, I must pause to recognize the efforts of the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, the Discover Dominica Authority, the Dominica Festivals Committee, the Ministries of Forestry, Public Works and Ports, the Fire Department, the Police Department, the Roseau City Council following the passage of Hurricane Maria. Indeed, our ability to host this year's festival is due to a large measure to the conscientiousness of the staff who have displayed a high level of commitment to the task over the past 9 months. I also want to commend the many Dominicans who have engaged in the cleanup of our communities, who have joined in returning the city of Roseau to normalcy, and to who assisted in clearing of the nature trails and access across the country.
And finally, the Dominica Youth Business Trust has awarded certificates to an additional 22 young entrepreneurs who completed the Trust's Entrepreneurial Development Program. The program ran from April 24th to May 19th, 2017, but due to Hurricane Maria, the certification ceremony had to be delayed.
Today, certification will be awarded to 22 young people, 15 young men and 7 young women between the ages of 18 to 35 who participated in the 11th 4 Weeks Entrepreneurship Development Program, EDP, from April 24th to May 19, 2017. A 1-week residential and 3-weekday sessions were promoted, which promoted the ideas and values of entrepreneurship as well as tools and skills needed to establish their business. The program comprised of 56 sessions, which was conducted by a competent team of committed facilitators. The attendance, participation, and interest among the participants were commendable.
Government has consistently played a role in developing the entrepreneurial skills of young people through the DYBT since 2004, and to date, more than 1,000 young people have been trained. Last year, the Trust received $1 million from the government of Dominica to continue its program and to facilitate the institution's credit guarantee facility. The Honorable Minister for Commerce, Enterprise and Small Business Development, Roslyn Paul, spoke on behalf of the Honorable Minister for Youth, Sports and Constituency Empowerment at the ceremony.
Over the years, the DYBT have made significant strides. They have trained over 1,000 young people, and that is 555 who are males and 438 females, and supported over 500 businesses. This is tremendous. Through the DYBT program, support has been provided through mentorship, business training, business planning, business advisory, and a loan guarantee facility. The DYBT has also forged important partnerships to offer you opportunities within the wider Caribbean region.
The Honorable Minister says the work of her ministry also supports the work of the DYBT, strengthening the opportunity for young entrepreneurs to start or augment their business.
We complement very well the work of the Dominica Youth Business Trust, and in fact, I would say our ministry play a big brother, big sister role to the DYBT clients. We know of such young entrepreneurs who are into exporting, bringing in foreign exchange earnings. We know of those who have been participants of the DYBT program who have not only created employment for themselves, but for others.
DYBT also recognized individuals and organizations who have made meaningful contributions to the Trust. Awards were also presented to the most determined female entrepreneur, Avina Prince, and the most determined male entrepreneur, Nathaniel John, for 2017. And that's news. Coming up next on your tip of the day, how to keep your child from becoming distressed about a hurricane. Hurricanes and their aftermath can be especially scary for little children. There are simple things you can do to reduce the toll a hurricane can take on your family. Here are a few more hurricane survival tips from the Save the Children's emergency experts on how you can protect your child from distress during and after disasters. Keep routines. Children experience comfort from rituals and routines, like a story before bedtime or special words spoken at mealtimes. If at all possible, keep these routines even if you're in a temporary housing or eating fast food. Be a role model. Remember, children look to you and pick up on your moods and cues. Let your children know that it's okay to be sad, but do your best to reassure them that they're safe. Children learn coping skills from positive role models. Limit media. Even the mildest of storms can be sensationalized on news and weather channels. Children of all ages can be disturbed by intense images online and on TV, so monitor their intake and listen to them. Although the dangers of a hurricane are very real, your child's fear may be out of proportion or unrealistic. Take the time to talk to them and hear their concerns. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS on facebook.com/GIS News Dominica and also follow us on Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. From all of us here on the GIS News production team, I am Kimani St. Thank you for watching.